Here are today's top stories. The Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology reminds the public to stay calm but ready amid the threat of earthquakes. The Department of Health designates hospitals across the National Capital Region that will facilitate disaster response in case of major earthquakes. Turkey donates a fully equipped mobile food truck that will augment the disaster response efforts of the Philippine Red Cross. Various towns in Ilocos Norte are being used for Taiwan garlic cultivation to boost garlic production in the province. This is the Pna Headlines. I am William Theo. Amid the recent earthquakes that struck parts of the country and the looming threat of the so-called the big one, the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, or Phivolcs, reminds the public to stay calm but ready for these events. Phivolcs Director Teresito Bacolcol says the recent earthquakes are a reminder to plan ahead and know safe places. Bacolcol noted that earthquakes are a normal occurrence in the Philippines, a part of the Pacific Ring of Fire, which has 180 active faults and 6 active trenches. He said Phivolcs continues to monitor earthquakes and volcanic activity and will inform the public of any developments. As of Tuesday, Phivolcs has recorded 12,079 aftershocks with magnitudes 1 to 5.8 from the magnitude 6.9 Cebu quake last September 30. The magnitude 7.4 and 6.8 Davao Oriental quakes last October 10 have so far generated 1,303 aftershocks of magnitudes 1.2 to 5.8. Meanwhile, the Department of Education, or DepEd, has strengthened its partnership with Phivolcs to improve disaster preparedness with prompt and science-based measures. Phivolcs will train DepEd personnel in regional and field offices in building integrity assessment and earthquake response. It also proposed the establishment of a command center for early warning, response, and monitoring. Both agencies will also release science-based advisories and information material to prevent fake news. Education Secretary Sani Angara cited the need to coordinate with Phivolcs in decision-making, from class suspensions to learning continuity. Following his visit in quake-hit areas in Cebu and Davao Oriental, Angara said he understood more deeply how crucial accurate data and coordination are in implementing swift, safe, and science-based responses. Meanwhile, the Department of Health assures the public that its hospitals in Metro Manila are prepared to respond to emergencies in case of major earthquakes, particularly the magnitude 7.2 tremor called the Big One. Health Secretary Ted Erbosa laid out the agency's earthquake contingency plan, which involves designated DOH hospitals located in the National Capital Region's North, East, West, and South quadrants. These hospitals have contingency measures for large-scale disasters such as backup power systems, evacuation areas and medical supplies, surge capacity, and hospital staff trained in emergency response. They also passed the Hospital Safety Index, with older facilities undergoing structural retrofitting and assessments of building integrity. The DOH is also working with Central Luzon and nearby regions for coordinated response and support. Erbosa said the system ensures a rapid medical response should a major earthquake strike the capital. The DOH listed down the designated hospitals across Metro Manila along with their emergency contact numbers, which may be found on their screen. In other news, the Turkish Cooperation and Coordination Agency, or TICA, has donated a fully equipped mobile food truck to the Philippine Red Cross to augment the organization's rapid disaster response. PRC Chair Richard Gordon and Secretary General Gwendolyn Pang received the donation in the presence of Turkish Ambassador Niyazi Evren Akyol in a turnover ceremony at the PRC headquarters in Mandaluyong City. The mobile food truck is capable of preparing and serving up to 1,000 hot meals per day. TICA Vice President Umit Nancy Yorulmaz stressed that food is a basic human right and providing hot meals during disasters are not only about survival but also about restoring comfort and human dignity. He said TICA hopes to help meet urgent needs by supporting dignity, reducing negative consequences, and strengthening equality during times of calamity. Gordon, meanwhile, said the PRC intends to bring the truck not only to relief operations but also to community feeding programs. The PRC now operates with 39 deployable mobile food trucks, enough to dispatch at least 3 units in each region. For his part, Akyol emphasized Turkey's strong commitment as a partner to the Philippines to foster development projects that would benefit communities in the country. Meanwhile, towns in Ilocos Norte are being utilized for Taiwan garlic cultivation to boost the crop's production in the province. In an interview, Provincial Agriculture Office High Value Crops Development Program Coordinator Chonito Baldovi says land preparations are ongoing for the planting of at least 3 Taiwan garlic varieties in Ilocos. The planting will start next week in demonstration farms in the towns of Badoc, Paway, San Nicolas, Bacara, Burgos, Pasukin, Pidig, and Bangi. The demonstration sites will include Taiwan's Harmonious Blockbuster and Hanbao garlic types in order for local farmers to explore potential for industry boost. These Taiwanese garlic have their own unique features such as early maturing with mild flavor, bigger bulbs of up to 40 grams at maturity, and smooth leaves when cooked. The project is being undertaken in collaboration with the Taiwan International Cooperation and Development Fund, along with state-run Mariano Marcos State University and the Ilocos Norte provincial government. Moving on to business, migrant and overseas Filipino workers received government services through the Bagong Bayani ng Mundo OFW Serbisyo caravan held in Atlantico Live in Rome on October 12. First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos visited the government booths providing services to Filipino workers after attending the Jubilee Mass celebration by His Eminence Luis Antonio Cardinal Tagle. Marcos was joined by Migrant Workers Secretary Hans Leo Kakdak, OWA Chief Patricia Yvonne Kaunan, and Philippine Ambassador to Italy Neil Imperial. Kakdak said the activity shows the government's continued concern and dedication to the welfare of new heroes abroad. The services offered in the caravan included OWA membership enrollment and renewal, passport processing, welfare consultations, and free health checks. The Department of Social Welfare and Development, Department of Trade and Industry, Department of Tourism, and the Social Security System also offered on-site assistance. Meanwhile, the Department of Trade and Industry, or DTI, will impose the safeguard duty of 14 pesos per 40-kilo bag of cement for the next 3 years based on the recommendation of the Tariff Commission. Trade Secretary Cristina Roque says the safeguard duty on ordinary Portland cement type 1 and blended cement will level the playing field between domestic manufacturers and importers and is not expected to be passed on to consumers. She adds the amount of the safeguard duty accounts for about 3 to 4% of the prevailing retail prices. Roque remains mindful of the recent earthquakes that severely affected several areas across the country, highlighting the critical need for cement in the process of rehabilitation and reconstruction. The agency will closely monitor the implementation and impact of the safeguard measures on cement prices to prevent unwarranted price adjustments and to ensure that duties remain at levels necessary to address serious injury in the domestic industry. And those are the latest and the biggest stories from the Pna Headlines. For more news updates, visit our website pna.gov.ph or our Facebook and X account, Philippine News Agency. You may also watch the Pna Headlines through the Philippine News Agency's YouTube account and via the News and Information Bureau website under Pna News. Stay with us for more news updates, and it is 71 days to go before Christmas. I am William Theo. This is the Pna Headlines, bringing you stories that unite the nation.